Hi, in today's video I take a look around Canberra City Farm and chat with Rob and John, who are allotment holders at the farm. I was really impressed with the maturity of the crops given the cold temperatures we'd had this spring. Canberra City Farm's on a plot of land in Fyshwick that's been leased from the ACT government, and the farm's used as an educational facility to teach people how to grow fruit and vegetables using organic methods. There's around 60 allotments available for people to grow their own personal food. And I'm really impressed with the community spirit and friendship that seems to exist amongst these allotment holders. Rob, what have you got growing in your garden at the moment?
A bit of a variety. Got a lot of tomatoes. I'm able to give them away to family and friends.
All the same variety?
No, a real mixture. Some self-seeded and I don't even know what type they are. That'll be a bit of a surprise.
Several Italian varieties, good for making pasta sauce.
Oh good, so not so much cherry tomatoes.
Oh, there's a few in there, a few small ones. My wife likes small ones, so I've grown a few of those. There's the climbing beans and the ordinary beans, and a few varieties of squash. Zucchinis, of course, they do rather well out here. Some radishes, some carrots. I don't find carrots grow terribly well out here. The soil's too clayey, I think.
Probably worth showing the copperneck squash up that end.
Yeah, they're coming along nicely. They're really appreciating this warmer weather.
So you've got yellow zucchinis and green zucchinis?
Yellow and green, yeah. I kind of like them because they're good producers, and I share with the other plot holders. So I might concentrate on the squashes, and somebody else will concentrate on something else.
Potatoes.
Yeah, so we kind of swap around. And
what have you got here?
That's a sage. It's a very, very pretty sage. I like the purple colour. It attracts the bees. The flowers do. So I really appreciate that.
The rhubarb does especially well here too.
The summer crops out here, it's the best time of the season. I mean, the winter crops, I basically just concentrate on garlic and onions, leeks, and I green manure about 50% of my plot because that rather substantial tree over there, it hides the sun in winter especially. So I'm very restricted in what I can do. You gotta cater to the needs of the tree, I think, in many ways. I'm trying the tomatillos this year. The one's growing very nicely over there. I was looking it up the other night, and I realised that you need at least 2 of them to fruit. So I'm wildly growing a couple of others to match up with the nearly fully grown tomatillo that's growing over there. So hopefully sooner or later I'll have fruit.
Over the summer you wouldn't need to buy any tomatoes?
No, tomatoes, it's the same as the zucchinis. Once zucchinis start producing, once tomatoes start producing, there's a lot out here. But I'm lucky, I've got a variety of people who really like tomatoes. Some store it, and others just eat it straight away. But nothing goes to waste. This section over here is probably the easiest section to manage because it's got a lot of compost in it. The other side, which you showed a couple of minutes ago, is very, very clay soil. It takes a lot of work to produce any kind of quality or quantity.
It looks like you've made it.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's taken a lot of work, a lot of compost, a lot of green manuring, a lot of building it up.
How many days a week are you out here with your garden?
In summer, I'd come out here at least 3 days a week. There's the general community working bee on a Monday and on Thursday, and I usually come out on the Saturday and pick for family and friends. So 3 days a week. I heavily mulch.
with straw.
and I think it can survive. I haven't got a drip system. A lot of people out here have got drip systems. I haven't. I hand water. I prefer to do it that way because I can tell what each individual vegetable needs in terms of quantity of water. But I do mulch very, very heavily, and I believe it can last 4 or 5 days without watering, even in the middle of summer. As long as, you know, I've got the very deep mulch over the top.
We're just walking past John's pot now, and he's got, is that eggplant?
We've got eggplant, corn, some pumpkins which are growing slowly this year, and some cucumbers and potatoes just nearly ready to pick on the other side, and some Spanish garlic which is not quite ready yet.
And you've also mulched with straw?
Also mulched with sugarcane mulch, yes.
Is that cucumber there?
Yeah, that's cucumber there and pumpkin over there.
The corn's looking really good. Is it all the same variety of corn?
No, 2 varieties of corn, Kelvedon and one called, I've forgotten the name, True Gold. True Gold was really, really nice, and I've never tried a Kelvedon.
John, what varieties of pumpkins do we have here?
About 8 varieties, a few French varieties, including one that can get to the size of 10 kilos and has it's ripe when the warts on the pumpkin forms warts, when the warts are large and the pumpkin's pink. It's very soft to cut, much easier than the standard varieties you find in supermarkets. There's another variety which tastes like chestnuts called Potimarron in French and Red Curry in Japanese, both popular in Japan and France. That's excellent for all sorts, baked, fried, boiled.
Are they large or small?
They're small, shaped a bit like a pear. There's some other ones called crookneck squash, which, as you can imagine, has a long crook neck. So it's a very long pumpkin with very few seeds, which is ideal for culinary purposes, and also it's quite economical because most of the pumpkin's effort goes into making flesh rather than seed, as in some pumpkin varieties.
And how many pumpkins per plant on average do you think you
2
might
to
get?
3. Oh no, it can vary, but up to about the smaller varieties up to about 10, and the bigger varieties up to about 4 or 5.
That's a nice lot.
Oh,
And what will you do with all of the pumpkins?
Well, these are sold through Canberra City Farm, and we've learnt from last year where we had some varieties where we didn't think the flavour was particularly good and they didn't grow so well here. So we've changed some of the varieties and grown some of the varieties we found are good. Each year, of course, is different. This year we had longer to prepare the soil. A lot of compost. Pumpkins like compost, compost and compost.
I hope they like rain because they've had a lot lately.
They do like rain, except late in the season they get powdery mildew, which can retard the growth. But we're hoping that if it's going to be fine now for another few weeks, that they'll get a lot of growth on and the pumpkins will start forming. As you can see, some of the pumpkins are taken off dramatically. The ones in this row haven't taken off as well, probably to do with the soil.
What did you do different with the soil?
I think the first row has a lot more compost in it, and the second row less compost and less time to mature.
There's also a large amount of land used for communal activities such as growing grapes and fruit trees. The produce is preserved and then sold, and the money raised goes towards the running costs of the farm. There's a 4-bed rotation for growing vegetables. What a pity there's not a way to harvest cooch and sell it. Could make a fortune. There's a glass house to help with propagation, and some wicking beds with assorted crops in it. and a low energy super shed that was built by Sea Change. Thank you for watching.